Hello everybody, today's Torah Texting Tuesday challenge is as follows. You go to a friend of yours, Matt, and you say, Matt, I need help. I know you're an expert in cars. Should I buy this used car? Looks at the car and goes, yeah, no problem. I think you should buy this used car. Lo and behold, you buy the car. Within a matter of weeks, the car basically turns into a pile of junk and devaluates and requires, let's say, work of thousands of dollars. Can you go back? The owner is nowhere to be seen of this car. Can you go back to Matt and say, Matt, you gave me very bad advice. You owe me money. So here we go. There actually would be an obligation for the person who gave you advice to pay money, even if you don't tell him that, hi, Mr. Expert Advice Car Guy, I'm solely relying on you. Whatever you say, I will do. If you pay him money for that advice, so you say, hello, Mr. Advice Man, I'm going to pay you money for this advice. Even if I don't say I'm only relying on you, when you pay somebody for that advice, they take responsibility. And if they give you bad advice and they're taking money for it, they'll be obligated to compensate you. So says the Nesivas in Sif Shin Vav, Sivan Katan Yud Aleph. What were to happen if you go to this expert and you're not paying him any money, but he really is an expert? He's like an auto mechanic. He's an evaluator of used cars guy, which I don't know if that exists anywhere, but maybe there's some college that gives such certifications. And he honestly made a mistake. He didn't want to mess you over. He just made an honest mistake, right? He in fact would be exempt. He'd be parted from having to pay in that situation. How is the guy's not an expert? You go to, I'm going to throw out there that none of you guys in this room are real experts in the auto mechanic industry. I'm going to go out on the limb. It's not such a difficult thing to say, right? Maybe law you're an expert in, maybe you're an expert in medicine, but I don't know if you're an expert in car mechanics, right? And so you're not an expert, and you give me your advice, and you don't say, listen, I'm not an expert, don't rely on me, this is just my opinion. But in fact, I ask you for your advice, and you give it, and you speak authoritatively. In fact, you'd be obligated to pay. Medina de Garmi, and it's brought down in Shulchan Aruch, in Choshen Mishpat, Simin Shin Vav, and the Sif Katon that deals with it are Vav and Zayin. And therefore, we learn from here a very important lesson. When you give somebody advice, say to them clearly, this is just my opinion. I don't want to take any achrayos. I don't want to take any monetary responsibility for my advice. Speak to an expert, look into it. This is just what I think, gut feeling. Or from the little that I know, this is what I would say to do. Unless it's clear that the person is just going to go to someone else also, that would be one thing. But if they're really coming to you and they're really asking your advice, don't give it when it comes to purchasing something unless you really know what is going on out there. Or it could be validated from a third party what you're saying that is true. Don't worry about for me. There's, I don't know exactly when people write comments online about products if that's good enough. It could be like their brother or their sister who are doing those comments. You got to be careful. But let's assume other people are saying this, and I'm just repeating what other people are saying, then I guess you wouldn't take a price in that case. But you must be very careful when you give advice. You might be, in fact, obligating yourself and being responsible should your advice not pan out in the end. That is the Torah Texting Tuesday Challenge. Have a wonderful day, everybody.